Okay. Everybody can see the screen now? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now the term is overall heat transfer coefficient, which is denoted by capital U. Okay. Now when you have to consider the overall heat transfer coefficient, whenever the amount of heat flows from one fluid, that is from hot fluid, to a cold fluid through a boundary, that is the metal wall. In such cases, we have to consider the overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay. So here I consider a plain wall or a metal wall. This is a metal wall which has phase 1, phase 2 of thickness L, and T1 is the temperature at the phase 1, T2 is the temperature at phase 2. Now at both the side of the metal wall, we have a fluid. At the left side, we have a hot fluid film. This has been hot fluid film which has temperature and heat transfer coefficient. So whenever we have a fluid, we require the temperature and heat transfer coefficient. So THF indicate the temperature of hot fluid, and HHF indicate the heat transfer coefficient of hot fluid. Similarly, for a cold fluid film, TCF is the temperature of cold fluid and HCF is the heat transfer coefficient of cold fluid. So kindly mute your audio, everyone. Everyone mute your audio. Is there any disturbance coming?
No, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
अरे बहुत डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है सर.
Okay, can you hear me now?
हाँ
Yes,
अभी आ
sir.
पहले वाला सही था. तो
Okay,
पहले वाला सही.
without disturbing. Okay, now the diagram part, it has been understood. Now only we have to see, while dealing with the problem of fluid to fluid heat transfer across a metal boundary, it is usually to adopt an overall heat transfer coefficient which is denoted by capital U, which gives the heat transmitted per unit area, per unit time, per degree temperature difference between the bulk fluid on each side of the metal. So whenever we have a bulk of fluid on each side of the metal wall, at that time the amount of heat flows from a hot fluid to a cold fluid. In such a situation, we have to consider the overall heat transfer coefficient. And usually the expression, if you consider the overall heat transfer coefficient, the expression you have to remember Q is equal to UA del of T. And the del of T is the temperature difference between the hot fluid and the cold fluid. Okay, and this U, it has the expression of 1 upon 1 by HHF plus L by K plus 1 upon HCF. So this is the expression of overall heat transfer coefficient that we need to remember. Now how we can proceed with the derivation? The diagram part has been understood. Metal wall, one side we had considered the hot fluid, other side we had considered the cold fluid, and amount the heat is flow, and the amount of heat flows from a hot fluid to the cold fluid through a metal wall. So in such cases, the first is the resistance of a metal wall, that is L upon Ka, that is RTH. On the left side, we have a hot fluid, so resistance of the fluid, that is RC. So RC is 1 upon HHF into A. Similarly, on the right side, that is the cold fluid, again we have a convection, so resistance, convective resistance, that is 1 upon HCF into A. And this is the diagram of overall heat transfer coefficient. Now, notation has been already cleared. L is the thickness of metal wall. K is the thermal conductivity of the given material. T1, T2 is the temperature of the surface at 1 and 2 respectively. THF, TCF, they are the temperature of hot and cold fluid respectively. HHF, HCF, they are the heat transfer coefficient of hot fluid and cold fluid respectively. Now, if I apply the equation of heat flow through a fluid and a metal surface are given by. Now, first is the amount of heat flows from a fluid to the metal surface, the one equation, one resistance. Second is the amount of heat flows into a metal wall by conduction, so one resistance, one equation. Again, the amount of heat flows from the surface of the metal wall to the fluid, again one resistance, one equation. The same way we have three equations. One is because of convection, third is convection, and the second is because of conduction through a metal wall. So again apply Newton's law of convection. Q is equal to HHF into A into THF minus T1. Apply conduction equation, that is Fourier law, Ka T1 minus T2 upon L. Apply Newton's law of convection formula, it is HCF into A into T2 minus TCF. We got these three equations. If I rearrange these three equations in terms of temperature difference, it is first equation THF minus T1 is equal to Q upon HHF into A. That is, I am taking HHF into A on the left side. So I will get equation number 4. Similarly, for 2 and 3 equation, T1 minus T2 and T2 minus TCF. So we got equation 4, equation 5, and equation 6. So if I add all these 4, 5, and 6 equation, so T1 will get cancelled and T2 will get cancelled. The remaining is THF minus TCF. And the right side, Q is common, so I take Q as common. The remaining part is 1 upon HHF into A plus L by KA plus 1 upon HCF into A. And if I rearrange in terms of Q, so Q is equal to, I have to take this part into the denominator. So it will be THF minus TCF upon, as the area is common, it will multiply with temperature. So it is 1 upon HHF plus L by K plus 1 upon HCF. So if I write in terms of overall heat transfer coefficient, so the equation can be written as Q is equal to UA into THF minus TCF, and that U is 1 upon 1 by HHF plus L by K plus 1 upon HCF. So this expression is required to solve the problem whenever we have a heat flow from one fluid to other fluid through a metal wall. So I had given you the example when we consider any of the pipe or tubes, and when the heat is flowing and when the fluid is flowing through a pipe, so if hot fluid is flowing inside a pipe and the pipe is surrounded by the atmosphere, so again we have a atmospheric air at the outside of the pipe, so there will be two fluid and the amount of heat is flowing from hot fluid inside to the cold fluid outside through a metal wall. So it can be a tube, it can be a wall, it can be a pipe. So in any cases, we have to consider this type of equations. Okay. Now we'll see how we can apply. We take one problem. Now you can read that problem thoroughly so that you can get in some idea. A furnace wall is made up of three layers. There are three layers of thickness 250 mm, 100 mm, and 150 mm with thermal conductivity of 1.65 K and 9.2 watt per meter degree Celsius respectively. The inside is exposed to gases at 1250 degrees Celsius with a convective coefficient of 25, and inside the surface is at 1100 degrees Celsius. The outside surface is exposed to air at 25 degrees Celsius with heat transfer coefficient of 12 watt per meter square degree Celsius. Now they're asking to determine three things. Number one, the unknown thermal conductivity K. Number two, the overall heat transfer coefficient. Just now we had seen the expression of it, the formula for this, and all the surface temperature. That is, we have three layers, so all the three layers surface temperature we have to calculate. Now, how we can do this? So again, I like to solve this problem for you so that we can get some idea how we can solve the problem. Now please read the problem and try to memorize it. What are the things to be considered from this problem? So if I consider the note with overall heat transfer coefficient problem, the same problem I had taken here, a furnace wall made of three layers and all. In the meantime, you can read this problem and I will be drawing the diagram for you. Okay. So I can draw it here, but it will take time. Okay. So we'll draw it at the bottom. Three layers are there that we have understood. So I'm considering the three layers and drawing the diagram. So So which are the three layers? Suppose I'm considering the given data for you after reading the problem. So if I take all the given data, so with respect to the given data, I come to know that after reading the problem that there are three layers. I will draw the three layers for you. So this is the layer A. This is the layer B. And we have a layer C. So if I consider this is the layer A, this is the layer B, and this is the layer C. And the thickness of each layer is given. So what is the thickness given for layer A, B, and C? If I consider layer A, so LA is given. How much it is? It is given to be 250 mm. So it is 0.25. So I consider to be 0.25. And for layer B, it is given to be 100 mm. So it is 0.1. And layer C, it is given to be 150. So it is 0.15. Okay. It is 0.15. So with this three layer, we have a three thermal conductivity. One is okay. We require to draw the resistance also. So we have a thermal resistance Ka, we have thermal resistance Kp, and we have thermal resistance Kc. And based on this, we can have a three resistance, one for layer A, two for layer B, and third is for layer C. Okay. Now after this, they had given some more things, hot fluid and the cold fluid at the inside and the outside of these three layers. If you read the problem, we have a hot gases. So I'm considering the hot gases. So if I consider this is the film of all hot gases, so I have to consider the resistance for this. Okay. And similarly, the data is THF is given. So I write it here as THF, temperature of hot fluid, and HHF, heat transfer coefficient of the hot fluid, which is also given. And similarly, at the right side, that is the outside of the layer, we can have cold air. I can take the air, atmospheric air, and therefore atmospheric air I can consider TCF is the temperature and HCF is the heat transfer coefficient. So temperature is given to be 25 degrees Celsius and heat transfer coefficient is given to be 12 watt per meter 12 watt per meter square degree Celsius. Okay. And similarly for the hot fluid, hot gases, THF is here, it is already written. So THF, it is given to be 1250. So I can write it is 1250 degrees Celsius. And HF, it is given to be 25. I can write here it is 25 watt per meter square degree Celsius. So the data is insufficient. THF is given, HHF is given. So I consider the convective resistance to be here, RC1. Okay, and similarly, the data is sufficient at this position. So here also we have to consider one resistance. So it is RC2. That is the convective resistance. So because both the side convection is taking place. Okay, and at the inside we have a thermal resistance RTHA Similarly, RTH B and RTH C. So, and K, the value of K is also given. So, you can refer to the problem. The value of K is given to be 1.65. So, I can write the value of K. It is 1.65. So, it is 1.65, and K for layer B it is K, and for layer C it is 9.2. Again, watt per meter degree Celsius, that you can refer it to the problem. Now, this is the entire problem, and it is a steady state. So amount of heat flows is same. Same amount of heat is flowing. Okay, through each layer. And they are asking to calculate unknown thermal conductivity. So where is the unknown thermal? This is the unknown thermal conductivity. That is the first we have to calculate. Second is the overall heat transfer coefficient, and third is the surface temperature. Now we'll plot the surface temperature. Now what is the surface temperature here? Where surface temperature, if I consider, so I can take a surface temperature as is T1, T2, T3, T4. So you can put it here as T1 and here as T2, and this is as T3, and this is as T4. And similarly, this is TCF, this is THF. Okay. Now based on this, after putting the given data of the entire problem, we come to know that there are 5 number of resistance in the problem, and two temperatures are given, that is the temperature THF and TCF, they are given, and also they are given the inlet temperature, that is T1. So T1 they are given to be 1100 degrees Celsius if you refer to the problem. So I can write it is 1100, the value is given to be 1100 degrees Celsius. With these three temperatures, we have to calculate T2, T3, T4. We have to calculate K, and we have to calculate overall heat transfer coefficient. So if I write it here, the first part we have to calculate the unknown thermal conductivity, that is Kp. Okay, and the second part we have to calculate the overall heat transfer coefficient, that is U, and the third part we have to calculate the all the surface temperatures, that is T2, T3 and T4. These are the all number of surface temperature we have to calculate. Now before proceeding with the problem, first we have to understand whether we have to consider all the resistance or summation of all the resistance as one equation, or we have to break the equations for each layer. Okay, so if I consider the THF minus TCF temperature is given, divided by RTHA plus RTHB plus RTHC, L upon KA, KB, KC. So K is 1, K is unknown. So instead of that, considering the entire equation, entire resistance for one equation, we'll break the equation into each resistance, and we'll take the equation for each resistance to calculate K, surface temperatures and U. So we'll start with the first layer. Okay, now if I take the first layer, I hope the question part is been understood. Okay, if I take the first layer, okay, if I go with the first layer, so instead of putting 1, you will get confused. So we'll put some arrow. We'll take for Q. So rate of heat flow Q is equal to THF minus T1 divided by 1 by HF into area that we are considering here. Now, why we are doing this? Because it is not the first layer, it is the amount of heat flows from the hot gases to the first layer. So it is the rate of heat flow between the hot gases and the first layer. So I can write it here, the rate of heat flow from hot gases to first layer, that is the layer A. Okay, now this is the equation we got. With this equation, we have to calculate the amount of heat flow. So can we calculate what is the value of THF? THF is given to be 1250. So it is 1250 minus 1100 divided by 1 upon HHF. So what is 1 upon HHF? So what is H1 here? HHF it is given to be 25. So 25 multiplied by area. So is that area is given in the problem? If it is not given in the problem, we can consider to be 1 meter square. Okay, so if I consider to be 1, I can able to solve the problem and I can get the amount of rate of heat flow. So the rate of heat flow is 3750 watt. This is the value for the amount rate of heat flow from hot gases to first layer. Now, as the amount of heat flow between each layer is same amount of heat is flowing. Now this Q we can apply to each second layer, third layer, and so on. So if I go with the second layer, the expression I can write as you can write for first layer. We'll go with the first layer. For first layer, so I can write the equation as Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by L by Ka. So it is La upon A into A. That is the resistance I am considering, RTHA. Okay, so if I apply the values, so T1 is known to be 1100 degrees Celsius minus T2 is unknown divided by La is given to be 0.25 divided by Ka is given value to be 1.65 multiplied by 1. So this will give you the unknown value of T2. So T2 will be getting it as 531.82 degrees Celsius after calculation. Similarly, if I go with the third layer, because second layer I cannot go. If you refer to the problem, if I go with the second layer, so what is the second layer for formula? It is T3 minus T2. So T3 is unknown and also K is unknown. So I cannot go with the second layer. I have to go with the third layer because in third layer T4 is known and Kc is known. Okay. Instead of going with the second layer, I have to go with the third layer, then I will shift to the second layer. So in this way, I can calculate the unknown temperatures. Okay. For third layer, I can apply the formula as Q is equal to T4 minus TCF divided by 1 by HCF into A. That is the heat flow between the third layer and the air that I had considered. Now, based on this, we know the value of T4. T4 is unknown for us, that we have to calculate minus TCF, which is 25, divided by 1 upon HCF, the value is given 12, area is 1. If I take this, the unknown part T4 can be calculated as 337.5 degrees Celsius. This is the value we got T4. Now once we got T4, before to back to the problem, T4 is known. Now we can go to the T3, that is layer B. If I consider the layer B, I can calculate T3 and so on. So if I go for second layer, or I can take a third layer because it is we had taken the heat flow between the third layer and that. So it is better you can go with the third layer and then you can go with the second layer. Third layer. So if I go with the third layer, I just write the equation for you. Q is equal to T3 minus T4 divided by LC upon Kc into A. As the area is 1, I can put the value. T3 is unknown for us. Minus T4 is 337.5 divided by LC. So LC is 0.15 divided by Kc. Kc is 9.2 into 1. Okay. If I go with this, I can easily calculate my unknown value of T3 from this expression. So it is 398.64 degrees Celsius. Similarly, if I go for second layer now, for second layer, I can apply the equation for Q is equal to T2 minus T3 divided by LB upon KB into area. And if I substitute the values, so it will be T2 is unknown minus T3 we got just now 398.64 divided by 0.1, that is LB upon KB is unknown for us, that we have to calculate, multiply by 1 as the area. Multiply by 1 as the area. And then we can equate in terms of equation, we'll get T2, which is equal to be T2 is already known here. We had already calculated. So we can get here K as the answer. So from this equation, we'll get KB because KB and T2, we had already calculated T2 before. So it is 2.82. The unit is watt per meter degree Celsius. So this is the value we got for KB. And similarly, we can apply the formula of overall heat transfer coefficient and we can get the overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay, then we can apply the formula. So what is the formula for overall heat transfer coefficient? We can apply the formula. It is U is equal to 1 upon 1 by HF. Okay, plus number of layers. We have 3 layers, so it will be LA upon KA. We have a LB upon KB plus LC upon KC plus 1 upon HCF. So this is the entire expression that we have to remember. So all the values are known, and finally we can get the value of U, which is to be 3.062 watt per meter square degree Celsius. So that value we have to remember. So is there any doubt with this?
नहीं सर, बस हो गया सर.
Okay. I understood.
Yes,
the
sir.
entire problem has been solved in front of you. We had considered the problem. We had written the given data and KB, U and T2, T3, T4. All the surface temperature has been calculated from this. Okay. I just get back to the. Okay. Same part has been written here. I had drawn the diagram. Three resistance for 3 layers, 2 resistance for 2 convection, R1 and R5. Only the change of notation part is there. You can refer the notation of your own once you understood. You can apply and you can get all the values. Last is the K and overall heat transfer coefficient. So is there any doubt with this now?
No.
No, sir.
You tell me. So is it okay?